Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 2566. This is a clean title, 2018, lowest production year, 083, which is ultra white, white with gold flake with LA20 black interior, so white on black. It's at Manheim in Florida. It's been a Florida car its whole life. It has 131,500 miles on it, and that is the second highest mileage 2018 that exists right now. The highest one sold a couple years ago. It had 185,000 miles on it at the time, so it's probably got well over 200,000 now. I haven't checked lately. That car sold. It was a Rust Belt state car. It had some issues. Sold for $25,000. And this car, second highest mileage, just sold April 1st, 2026 at wholesale dealer auction, $40,200. Wholesale. So this car, I've talked about the values in the past few videos here, that everything is trending up, but it's trending up pretty hard, pretty quickly. There's another 2018 that sold just last week at Manheim in a different location with 100,000 less miles in this car for $62,000 wholesale plus fees. So it'll probably retail in the area of like 70, which is really high. But that tells me, so there's been now 3 recent dealer sales of the prices have just gone way higher than I've expected to. And so that tells you, because the supply is so limited, the demand is so high, that the prices are high right now, and they're probably going to remain high and increase because people are fighting to get these cars. And so that drives the price up. Production statistics, 648 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 everywhere except Hawaii were ultra white. Of those, 266 had LA20 black interior. So it's the second most common color combo that you'll see on these cars. White with red is the most common, white with black is the second most. That's what this car is. For 2018 though, which is the lowest production year, 53 out of the 169 cars were ultra white. Of those 53, only 23 had LA20 black interior. So this car is one of 23. Not common in the GSF world when it gets down that low. Carfax, Epic VIN, and auto check. Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car, Florida car. Epic VIN shows this as a 1-owner, no accident, which is not correct. And auto check shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car. So this is a 2-owner, clean title, no accident Florida car. And so all green flags so far. Previous sales. This car first went on sale in November of 2017 for $88,000 and in Florida, and it sold in about 5 months in April of 2018 to a buyer in Florida. And then it popped up for sale in March of 2023, $48,000 in Florida with 116,000 miles, and it sold in under 2 weeks to a buyer also still in Florida. And now here it is in April of 2026, April Fool's Day, 131,500 miles in Florida, and it ran at Manheim, and it got $40,500 plus fees. So somebody's in this probably $42,000, $43,000. So now into the photos. I would say overall it's a very clean example. The one thing I note on the hood, I can't tell if that is a bug that wasn't washed off or if it's a pretty significant paint chip. It kind of looks more like a paint chip. So you may have to do some pretty serious touch up there on the front hood. But the front brake rotors have a pretty good lip on them, so that tells me that it probably needs front brakes. The rears, possibly, but definitely front brakes. The interior looks really good. The carbon fiber trim is delaminating, as it always is on these cars if it hasn't been addressed. It looks like it's delaminating on both front doors, but the rest of it looks, from what I can tell in the photos, they're kind of low quality photos. The rest of them look okay at the moment. The underside looks pretty good. I don't see any leaks. I don't see any pink coolant, which would be indicative of possibly a valley plate leak. Usually when it leaks that bad, it's going on, it's been leaking a while. A little scraping on the bottom of the front bumper, but again, this car has 130,000 miles. Nothing to be surprised with there. So now into the price. I had this portion of my notes, I had this written down before this car sold this morning. And others in the 110 to 120,000 mile range for a 2018, those have sold retail in the mid to upper 40s. And so this car, I would suspect, before I knew what it was going to sell for, I would have suspected that it would retail in like the low to mid 40s. Now, this car selling, I figured at wholesale it was going to sell in like the upper 30s. I was pretty close, $40,500. that's pretty close to where I would expect to see it. This car will probably come up for sale retail in the like $45,000–$46,000 range. So the dealer makes a few $1,000s and somebody ends up with a pretty decent car. And so that's probably what I would expect to see when this car pops up for sale. The buyer, there's two names of the buyer, and I'm not going to mention the name, but it's either in Philadelphia or Southern California. So this car is going to one of those two places from Florida. That was the winning dealer. Now onto the service history. This car is not only well dealer serviced, it is exclusively dealer serviced. So again, another green flag that you like to see. Everything so far in this car has been all green flags. The first entry of note is March of 2018. The JLB recall was done. So that's the high pressure fuel pumps. That's done. July of 2018, they noted that the navigation screen was going black. And I do see some of these cars that have a history of this where it just continues, and then eventually the answer is you replace the head unit. The head unit is very expensive on these cars. It's in the area of like $8,000 to $10,000. So let's see if that ends up happening on this. November of 2019, 3 HVAC servos were replaced and programmed. The blend door was then also noted as being stuck, so they replaced the entire HVAC box assembly. So I think what houses the evaporator and the heater core and all of that was replaced as well. So the dash probably came out to do that on this car. A couple days later, November of 2019, they reported again that the navigation screen was going black, but they couldn't reproduce it at the time. So that's two issues with the screen. March of 2021, they noted that they hit a curb and they wanted to inspect it and make sure it didn't need alignment or any other damage was done. They found nothing, so no issues there. March of 2022, 2 rear tires, a complaint again about the navigation screen going black. And they did the update for it. So there is an update. I think it was called the 1624. I'll put it on the screen right here. There was an update for the navigation firmware in addition to the KLG, which is the GPS location. I don't know if they did both on that, but probably. And I'm surprised it took them this long to do that because that's been out since like 2017, 2018. And so it was done there. Let's see if that stops the issue. June of 2022, the 100,000 mile service. So that is the coolant exchange, coolant flush, and front and rear brakes. And they did some paintless dent repair to the left front fender. So that was a pretty expensive service there. December of 2022 at 110,000 miles, they wanted an estimate on the carbon fiber trim above the glove box getting replaced. And it looks to me like they did it because in the photos now, the carbon fiber trim is not delaminating on the front dash. So likely they just paid for that out of pocket and replaced it. March of 2023 at 116,000 miles, the 120,000 mile service with spark plugs. The 60,000 mile service was never done on this car. So these are the original spark plugs being replaced at 116,000 miles. And they did 3 tires. They did do 1 tire when they did the estimate for the carbon fiber trim. 1 was replaced there, 3 were replaced here. So at 116,000 miles, this car basically has 4 new tires and new brakes at 100,000. April of 2023, 1 more tire and was replaced due to a nail in it that they couldn't repair. September of 2023, a new battery. And the last service at May of 2024 at 120,000 miles, it doesn't say what it was done. So this car probably needs an oil change at the very minimum, or if it was done, maybe it was done at a quick lube place or something like that. Brakes were replaced at 100,000 miles. This car has 130,000. You've heard me talk about in other videos. Front brakes generally last 20 to 30,000 miles. Rear brakes, 40 to 50,000. So this car, you can see the lip on the rotor. This car needs front brakes, and it's not too far behind for rear brakes. What's not done? I don't see anywhere about the transmission being serviced. The TVD, torque vectoring differential, being serviced. Shocks, the 2017s through the 2020s had the adaptive damping shocks. They had defective internal oil seals and they leaked even when they were brand new. I saw one when they were doing PDI on it, had 12 miles on it, it had a leaking shock. But sometimes they make it to 70, 80,000, maybe even longer. But this car with 130,000 miles, I would not at all be surprised if it had leaking shocks. So kind of factor that in when you see this car up for sale. The valley plate, this car with the mileage, age, and heat cycles, it's possible that it can have a leaking valley plate, but if it's not leaking now, it probably will be in the next year or so. I'd replace the other carbon fiber trims, pull them off, send them to SMA fabrication, have them redone for a couple $100, and your interior is back to looking great. As I said, it needs front brakes, probably needs rear brakes soon. Tires all around have about 15 to 20,000 miles on them. So maybe another 5 or 10,000 miles left in the tires, but they're sort of on the back end of their lifespan. It's a pretty well sorted example. I don't like that the 60,000 mile service wasn't done, but at least it got caught up and it was done. So do the transmission service, the TVD service, brakes, shocks, tires, carbon fiber trim, the usual suspects on these cars. And that's it. So that brings me to would I buy this car? Highly dependent on what the asking price is. We now know what the dealer paid for it, $40,500 plus fees. So if this car is priced in the area of like 44, 45, it's a pretty fair price. Considering you still have to add brakes, tires, shocks, carbon fiber trim, transmission service, TVD service, you're gonna be in this car about $50,000 for a good driver quality car. Whatever that chip or damage is on the front hood, maybe just a touch up and that's resolved. But it seems to me like it's got really good bones for a driver quality car. You can go daily drive this. It's gonna last 300,000+ miles. You know, there's ISFs out there, the similar engine, that are 450,000+ miles. Several of the GSFs already have over 200 and 250,000 miles. And so it's good to see that they're at that mileage, they're still very reliable. And so this car would be one of those, just go get it up to snuff on maintenance and go enjoy it. And that would be what I would do with this car as long as it's priced right. So that's what I've got for you guys. VIN 2566. Look for this one to be coming up for sale soon, either in Philadelphia or in Southern California, whichever dealer ended up with it. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.